Hey, I'm Nier. Welcome to the channel. Death Note, special one-shot.
Story by Tsugumi Ohba.
Art by Takeshi Obata.
We own absolutely nothing.
So please, go support the official release.
The year is 2013.
I didn't succeed like you did, Ryuk. Want the notebook back?
I'll take it. But you better have something else for me too.
I remember.
Yum. Apples. So good. I need more. More apples. I could use this notebook to get some human to feed me again. I'll need a real capable one like Light Yagami if I want to eat well for as long as possible. Plus, it'll be more entertaining that way. May 2019.
It's been 2 years, Ryuk.
I came up out of the floor, like I promised. I'm a Shinigami who keeps his word.
Of course you are. You have to keep your word. Whether human or death god. I wouldn't work with you otherwise.
Exactly. 2 years ago. Minoru Tanaka, top scorer once again. Very impressive. 3 years running? He could be the smartest middle school student in all of Japan. But why this? Is it an issue of motivation? He's not putting any actual effort into his grades.
English. 28 points. I'm so stupid. I wish I could hit my head on the corner of a block of tofu and die. Ow! What was that?
This is yours now.
Huh?
I hear you're pretty smart.
What?
Huh? But your teachers at school said that you got first place 3 years running. That you're the smartest middle schooler in Japan.
Huh? No way. First place test? 3 years running? 3 years running test? I think you might be talking about an intelligence test. It's like some test of subconscious ability or something, but they don't tell us the results. Man, I really hate that school. Even if I got good scores on that test. All it means is that I watch a lot of shows about IQ diagnostics and brain age, and that I waste all my time playing IQ test apps on my phone. The people who are actually smart are solving problems that pertain to the future. Any teacher who says scoring high in an IQ test makes you smart is an idiot.
So, are you an idiot?
I'm a terrible student, but I don't think I'm so idiotic that I'd qualify as an idiot. I guess I'd say I'm good at riddles and quizzes and stuff like that. Yeah, could you?
Maybe someone like that is exactly suited for this.
Suited for what? And what are you anyway? You're really freaky.
We shouldn't just stand around talking, though. Let's go to your house.
Huh? No way, and I can't get up right now.
It's alright. You're the only one that can see me.
No way, that's way too convenient.
I'm serious.
But my room is messy. What? This was Kira's?
Hey, you're shouting. People can't hear my voice, but they can still hear yours.
No way! You mean the Kira? The Kira who eliminated war and greatly reduced crime rates?
For being so young, you seem to know a lot about him.
Everyone does. He was in my ethics textbook in elementary school, and we studied him in world history in middle school.
Wow, really? They treat him like one of the greats, huh?
No. In ethics, they taught us that Kira was evil. And in world history, he was described as a mass-murdering terrorist, the worst in recent history. But there are also lots of people who say Kira was a god.
Oh yeah? A god, huh?
But how does a notebook like this make you a god?
They had instructions around the first page. Just read the thing.
Why is it in English? I don't know English. Translate it.
Seriously? You're speaking English.
I can't believe all of this. But I guess this explains how he did it. The police and L were trying to arrest Kira, right?
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Ryuk, can you tell me more about what Kira did?
I'd like to eat an apple first.
You happen to be very lucky. My mom's on an apple diet, and I always have one a day.
Ooh. I can't share personal details, but I'll tell you everything I can remember.
You can't be serious. That's wild. So Kira actually made use of the rules about the note's possession and the fact that touching the death note makes people see you, all to his own advantage. He must have been really smart.
Yeah, his test scores were #1 in the nation.
But if you tried to do the same thing now, you'd get caught.
Huh?
That was 10 years ago. A different era in the human world. They're more sophisticated at investigating cybercrimes. So if Kira tried to get his message out online, they'd track him down right away. And the police have tabs on all cell phone calls. Untraceable messages online only happen when TV shows and movies need to write it that way to make things more dramatic. But I'm sure Kira would have come up with a way to do it that still works in this day and age.
And can you do that, Minoru?
Huh? This Shinigami wants me to do the same things that Kira did? You're kidding me. No way I can use this deadly notebook. If I give someone else the notebook or return it to Ryuk, I'll lose ownership and my memories of it. I can forget everything. Kira gave it back to Ryuk once too. But if I give it back to Ryuk, will he just give it to someone else instead? A notebook that can only be used to kill people. What's the right answer?
You haven't said anything in hours. What's up?
Oh, I'm the kind of person who thinks and thinks until he reaches his own answer.
No wonder you're the quiz king.
There are 2 questions I have for Ryuk.
Oh, yeah?
First, are there other humans besides me who can see you?
Yeah. I should be visible to the people who touched the notebook when I brought it to the human world in the past.
You're sure?
I think so. For people who possess the note but then lost possession, I won't be visible anymore. But those who just touched the book should still be able to see me.
One other question. The human owner of a death note must be possessed by a Shinigami. How far away can you actually get from the owner?
That's a tricky question. It's not a firm rule. It probably works as long as I know where you are. Or wait, I would know even from the Shinigami world, so I guess not.
Can you be more specific?
My point is, there's no set distance.
Then come up with a number.
Okay.
So, by the measurements of the human world, 14 kilometers?
Yeah, that's close enough to identify humans and reach you at a moment's notice. The rule wasn't clear before, so there's nothing wrong with me setting it now.
Okay, I've decided. I'm going to return the death note now. Come back in 2 years. In 2 years, I'll use the notebook, and I can promise you apples every day.
Huh? I have to be an apple withdrawal for 2 years?
If you can't wait that long, give the notebook to someone else.
Alright, fine. I'll wait.
In that case, I abandon my ownership of this notebook and return it to you, Ryuk.
Present day.
That's how it went.
Yeah, I went without apples for 2 years.
Yep, I can go with the plan I thought of 2 years ago.
Plan?
Yes, just as I planned. I'm going to sell the death note.
Sell?
I'm going to put it up for auction online.
That sounds fun, but you were the one who said 2 years ago that everything on the net could be tracked.
I'm not going to use the net. That's why I asked you how far away you could get from me.
Huh?
It was 14 kilometers, you said. Well, Sakura TV is 11 kilometers from here. I'm going to have you go there.
Huh?
And then, in English. No, wait. Then I can't read it. Japanese then. Use a pen and paper from the TV station.
Huh? What? Good evening. This is News 10. Tonight's leading story. The power to remotely kill people as used by Kira is being put up for auction. If you want to buy it, use the hashtag #PowerOfKira on Twitter and indicate your bid amount in American dollars. What? Huh? What is that? Put in the power of Kira up for auction? What is this? Is this an on-air screw-up? Does that mean the Kira? Sakura TV again? Figures. What is that cute card doing? We apologize for this. Just a moment, folks. Don't touch it. Just explain the situation. This paper is floating unsupported. It's referring to Kira's power to kill people from a distance. We assure you that Sakura TV has nothing to do with this. We take no responsibility for the content of the message you're seeing on screen. Deputy Commissioner, Ryuka's trying to sell the Death Note. You mean someone who got it from Ryuk? Right, that's what I meant. I hope it's just a joke. It's been about 30 seconds now. The next day.
That thing about selling Kira's power isn't real, right? That's in poor taste for the evening news, even for Sakura TV. Hey, check it out. It hasn't even been a day, and people are bidding $3 million online. Three? That's over 300 million yen? Some people think this is real. That's crazy. If it's really Kira's power, millions of dollars is a cheap price. You can control the whole world. There's some news about Kira. Coming out of Japan right now. What's this? It's a replica of a Shinigami. I'm trying to create a facial recognition system for Shinigami, though I'm sure the barriers are very high. I thought only people who have touched the notebook can see Shinigami, which is why I said the barriers are high. Let's call whoever's putting the murder notebook up for auction Akira. So, it's true then? Yes, I could see the Shinigami. Sending the Shinigami to the TV station, not actually using the internet, Akira is very cautious. Following the Shinigami will be the way to find Akira. What we want is security footage of Akira and the Shinigami together, especially if the murder notebook is being handed over. However, it's essentially impossible to find the footage from all the cameras in Japan only using the help of people who can see Shinigami. All the cameras in Japan? So, you think Akira is in Japan? Based on the past Kira incident, we can surmise that a Shinigami can't be far from the owner of the notebook. I think we can assume that they're both in Japan for now. I'll arrange a ticket to Japan at once. We have to catch this guy. Catch? Assuming we even find Akira, are you certain you can charge them with a crime? In the past, I called the notebook the worst murder weapon in human history. But weapons of mass murder are traded around the world every day. I would assume that killing someone with the notebook is a crime, but it doesn't seem like selling one would be. But that notebook is... If you want to seize the notebook, I would recommend finding the person who won it once the auction is over. Then why are you trying to track down Akira, L? Akira is extremely smart. I have a personal interest in this. I would like to meet them. If you wish to help, please get in touch with Mr. Aizawa to have yesterday's interior security camera footage from Sakura TV sent over. Got it. Good to speak to you again for the first time since the old SPK days, Mr. Esther. We've just finished checking out the camera footage from Sakura TV and the surrounding area. What did the Shinigami do? Well, after throwing away the sheet of paper with the message on it, it passed through the bottom of the second floor studio, then the first floor, then the basement parking lot. What's the matter? The Shinigami passed underground and did not show up on the Sakura TV security footage after that. Let's not make this after all. Even if I could make a Shinigami recognition system, it'd be pointless. If the Shinigami is traveling between the TV station and Akira Underground, then there's nothing we can do about it. If the Shinigami appears on any camera footage aside from the TV studio, it'll be when he's handing over the murder notebook to the buyer. But at that moment, Akira will have parted ways with the notebook, and we can presume that any memory of it will be gone. It's a very well-constructed plan.
So, you're saying there's almost no chance we catch them?
If we want to catch them as Akira, it must be at the moment between getting the money and letting go of the notebook. I think it would be easier to figure it out by detecting whoever gets the money after the auction is complete. But I feel like that would be admitting defeat in a way. And in fact, I can't help but feel like this was planned thoroughly enough that it will be impossible to detect the money changing hands.
Oh.
Well, ultimately, we only need to track down whoever wins the notebook. Let's sit back and watch for now.
Seems like it's going well.
Yeah, it's up to nearly 10 billion yen now. I'm trying not to pay too much attention to it. It's going so well, it's kind of scary.
When does the bidding end anyway? And will I stop getting apples?
I didn't decide on a deadline. And I can keep giving you apples for a bit after I get the money.
Only for a bit? 1 week left until the end of the auction. It may end prematurely as well. You'll be informed if that happens. This transaction will be final. No complaints, no returns.
Here we go! We got the numbers! Drag this message out for 30 minutes!
It's even on the same pen and paper from our station like before. He said to hold it for 30 seconds.
I'll read it now. 1 week left until the end of the auction?
Hey, stop! We're live! Police! Don't even think about trying to buy Kira's power.
Hey, it's been a while. Stupid Matsuda. Your orders were to follow the Shinigami as far as you can if it shows up. Hey, aren't you the guy from a few years ago who appeared on our show and claimed to know who Kira was?
That's right, and the power of Kira is a terrifying thing indeed. Well, at least he seems to be keeping himself busy, in a matter of speaking. All he's done is make it seem even more believable.
What did you think you were doing?
It's true, I swear. It's like a voodoo doll that curses people to death, if you have their pictures and names.
By Matsuda standards, that's a good explanation. Even if it's true, there's absolutely no way that the Japanese government can purchase something like that. At any rate, Matsuda, you are now on desk duty for the time being to keep you away from the media. The next day.
Wow! After Tota Matsuda went on TV yesterday, it's up to $200 billion! That's over 20 trillion yen! That's not personal money anymore. Even the richest man in the world only has 130 billion, I think. Which means it's a group. Or in this case, probably a nation. Some government's having a proxy bid for them. If they win the auction, they become an internationally dominant power. I'd say that's worth over 100 trillion yen. Whoa! I see. No kidding. Whoa, 280 billion! That account looks Chinese.
Dang, it just went up to $300 billion now.
Seriously? It's just a race between these two people now. I wish you could ignore all these stupid tweets from people who aren't bidding. Well, I figured it would get to the point of being a national competition.
Don't bother with Twitter. Put your government reps into the media to make an official announcement of how much you will pay to buy it.
Now this is getting interesting.
Mr. President?
In 2005, the FBI director and a boy named Mir testified to the president that Kira's power was a notebook that would kill a person if you wrote their name in it. If true, we cannot allow any other nation to get their hands on it. The United States would buy the power of Kira for $500 billion.
The People's Republic of China will buy Kira's power for $1 trillion and promises to use it for peaceful ends.
$1 trillion?
At 100 yen per dollar, that's 100 trillion yen. Is he serious?
We'll buy it for 2 trillion and never use it for world peace.
The next day. There it is! Any world leader bidding must name a price only. No other nonsense.
This is getting incredible.
Mr. Prime Minister,
Is it possible to hold a summit of world leaders to ensure that no country buys it?
let's not kid ourselves with idealistic statements. We all know some government is going to end up with it. And whatever country says don't buy it will be the first to turn around and try. The next day.
We've passed the quadrillion yen mark! A quadrillion yen equals Japan's national debt, right? Maybe we could get Kira to pay off the whole thing. But then the Japanese government would likely return the money to whoever wins it, especially if it's the Americans. Oh yeah, there's the whole US-Japan security relationship, especially if they get Kira's power. Plus, Japan is the most indebted nation in the world, but it also holds the most assets. Huh? What do you mean? I don't get it. Just Google it yourself. Well, if the seller is Japanese and they pay tax on the income, that alone would really grease the national gears. Good point. Yeah, right. They're not gonna pay that. Ryuk, I'm ending the auction tomorrow.
Oh?
Once I've confirmed the money is in, I'm discarding ownership of the notebook. I need you to deliver it to the buyer.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping to get some more apples to eat, but I'm curious about this whole thing too.
But how does Akira expect to actually receive a quadrillion yen? It's impossible to pay or receive that amount in bills. It'll have to be an online transaction. Online banking? To an individual bank account? Wouldn't that identify Akira? Yes, it would. Even with an anonymous account, attempting to withdraw it will leave a trail. Well, Akira, how do you intend to get that money? I know that the notebook can manipulate a person's actions for 23 days, but they won't manipulate people to receive the money. If money was the point, then there was no need to hold this auction. There are a million ways to control others' actions to gain money. They didn't do that because they don't want to kill others to get money. Assuming Akira doesn't want to commit murder, there is no point in possessing the murder notebook. If you don't want the notebook, then you think of how best to dispose of it. The answer? A very thoroughly planned auction. All of these points line up. Given how cautious Akira has been, I can't imagine they're just testing to see how much Kira's power would go for. No, Akira is serious about this. So, I can only assume that there is an equally careful plan for how to receive the money.
Armodia Justin, why are you here?
The Shinigami King is calling. You have to go back as soon as you're able to leave the side of your human.
Why?
Don't ask me. I'm just the messenger.
Kira's power has been sold to the United States of America for 10 trillion American dollars. The method of transferring this amount will be revealed in 24 hours. China.
To the Americans?
Yes, unfortunately. The Americans will have the death note. There was nothing we could do.
It only makes sense Japan would prefer America over China.
Following our plan would mean trying to seize the notebook from our own government.
If you're going to do it on your own, please.
On our own? Why do you say that?
Because I live in America now. You got mean, L.
Well, even the original L was like that.
When the entire world knows about it, that makes it much harder to just outright use the notebook. Besides, isn't the more pressing issue at the moment how Akira will handle their transaction?
Good point.
This could be our final chance to get the notebook and Akira. Do you understand what it means that the money's being handed over tomorrow? 24 hours would be 6 p.m. on Friday, May 24th in Japan time. They probably thought that 3 days would be enough for the panic to subside.
Oh, the banks. They close at 3 on Friday and don't open over the weekend.
But if they want the money deposited in a Japanese bank, it's like they're asking to get caught. It's 1 quadrillion Japanese yen. The lifetime earning potential of an average Japanese is 300 million at best. If Akira's been planning this out from the start, they're actually phenomenally smart.
The next day. The money from the winning bid should be deposited by May 27th of this year in equal amounts to every person with a Ohba Bank of Japan savings account and registered residents in Tokyo aged 60 and under as of the date of May 24th, 2019.
It's being split up? How many thousands of people have those accounts? And why 60 and under? Even if it was 1 million people, splitting a quadrillion in between them means...
1 million yen per person?
Minaru! You have a savings account with Ohba Bank, don't you? Huh? Yeah.
Oh my goodness! This is unbelievable what's just happened! We're filthy rich now!
What?
Hooray for Kira! Kira is our god! Long live Kira!
Open up! I need to open an account right now!
Give me my 1 billion yen! It's 60 and under, so I just barely qualify. Open your doors, Ohba.
The 60 and under detail is an intriguing one. Of course, I did assume that Akira was a young person. Limiting the age does increase Akira's share, but it also narrows down the possible targets. Even still, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people with those accounts. And once 3 days have passed, even Akira will not remember ever being Akira. It's basically impossible for us to find Akira at this point. For the first time since becoming L, I must admit defeat.
Monday, May 27th. A payment to Ohba Bank of $10 trillion has been made from America, and now customers are storming the bank branches.
My money's there! Whoa! All hail Kira, god of Japan!
To avoid chaos, Ohba Bank is presently foregoing their usual teller service.
Open up!
Let me open an account! Don't pull on me!
Assisting customers have priority.
The bank announced that customers will only be able to withdraw their savings amount prior to the 24th of this time, up to a total of 100,000 yen per day. More details can be found on the Ohba Bank website.
So I won't be able to access it for like a month. But they did pay up. Go ahead and take the notebook to the President of the United States.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yep, we're all done. Thanks. Once I've discarded possession of the notebook, don't ever show up around me again for any reason. I'm going to forget all of this and live a happy life. I don't want anything to do with this dangerous thing.
Man, I didn't realize you hated me so much. You managed to use the Death Note without even writing in it. That was a fun time, Minaru.
I'm giving it up now.
Sure thing. Oval Office, White House. I actually got yelled at the Shinigami King before I came here. He said, how could you let him sell the Death Note in the human world? So, there's been a new rule added. A human who buys or sells the Death Note in the human world will die. The seller will die when they receive the money, and the buyer will die when they receive the Death Note.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's a brand new rule. So, you paid all that money just to die. But, if you refuse to take the notebook, I'll treat it as if you didn't buy it.
Really?
But at this point, you aren't getting any of your money back. Now, if you take the notebook, you'll die. But it will remain here, so someone high and mighty in this country will get it, right? You'll die, but it'll belong to your nation. So, what's the plan?
I'm not taking it.
Got it. You value your life over your country.
But I'm going to announce that I've gained the power of Kira anyway. I've got it, but I refuse to use it. It'll make me look like a saint.
Very shrewd, Mr. President. So, what do I do now? Minaru doesn't know about this new rule.
You have to keep your word, whether human or death god. Don't ever show up around me again for any reason.
Yeah, he did say that. One month later, Japan's economy was booming, especially around the capital. They called it the Reiwa bubble, or the Kira bubble. I bought an apartment, a house, and 3 cars, all in cash!
Cheers!
The toast to Kira, a god among men.
Huh? Are you alright? Call an ambulance!
What a shame. His plan was perfect. I guess it doesn't matter how you do it. Any human who uses the Death Note meets an unfortunate end. Aww. Isn't there anyone who'll use this thing for a bit longer than that?
Hey guys, I know I've been gone for a long time, and I'm sorry for that, but I had to take some time to figure out what direction I ever wanted this channel to go in. And in the end, well, that's just it, I never decided, so I guess I'll keep doing whatever strikes my fancy. If you guys like the video, then please leave a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. I worked real hard on it, it meant a lot to me. Anyway, until next time guys, love you!
Let me sing a lullaby as you close your eyes, and as you're drifting off to sleep, how I hope that the dreams that you find are bright. Love, can we meet again soon in the bluest of skies, where a tomorrow waits for you and I? So hold me tight one more time, but don't kiss me goodbye, 'cause I know that I'll see you on the other side. I will think of our song when the nights are too long. I'll dream of you, for that's where I belong. Love, can we meet again soon in the
Go around. You can go around. You should be able to fit.
Okay,
You're tiny. See, this is a game. See, because this floats.
Sammy, are you okay? Just be honest with me.
I'm. Yeah.
Our other wife died. I don't understand why you're acting like you're so carefree. I think that you're bottling up your real feelings and you're trying to hide them from me because you want to be brave for me. But you don't have to be strong for me because I'm always going to
I
be there to
don't
be
know how
strong
to
for
do
you.
this. I'm not good at this. I'm gonna cry from not knowing what to do.
Sammy, look at me. I'm going to be there for you,
I
okay?
can't. You're short.
Well, just try.
Okay.
You don't have to face this or deal with it
I
alone.
know how to deal with this.
Don't kill it. Listen.
You surround
I'll-
yourself with
This
all
one
these
isn't going as
friends,
natural.
and you try to put on a smile and pretend like you're happy. But how can you
Because we're
be?
amazing.
Yeah, true, but still.